Today News Update.
It's Wednesday, June 8th, and time for your Barbados Today Evening News Update. So glad you could join us. Minister of Industry and Innovation Davison Ishmael today declared his ministry's intention to revive and reposition the island's manufacturing sector. He was speaking this morning at the launch of the Barbados Manufacturing Association's first ever Trade and Innovation Summit.
It's for us to recreate and return the sector not only to its former glory, but with its 21st century glow, Mr. President. Correspondingly, my government is cognizant of the high degree of volatility in the domestic, regional, and international markets, as well as the issue of climate change and its impact on vulnerable small island developing states such as ours. If these are left unchecked, they have the potential to undermine and destabilize our sustainability and viability, and by extension, that of our productive sectors. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a firm believer that we are doomed to repeat the past if we fail to learn from the lessons it taught us. To this end, my government is pursuing landmark policies and strategies that are aimed at facilitating societal development, economic enfranchisement, and empowering the man and woman on the street to transform and enhance the performance of our manufacturing concerns.
Minister Ishmael said the Barbados Investment and Development Corporation has been rebranded to drive more exports.
My government is seeking to establish a strong export brand by building a national export culture. We will globally position Barbados' industrial brands in the international market to appeal not only to the diaspora, but to consumers across various cultures and borders. We must build global Barbadian household brands. And there is no doubt that we can do it.
Prime Minister Mottley wants the world to see the challenges the Caribbean is facing and take action to help small island states. She made the comments today ahead of a bilateral meeting in Los Angeles with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
For most, they don't realize that this is a triple crisis that we faced in the last few years. The common thread of the existential crisis of climate, we know that, we live it, we face it. The crisis of the pandemic, and we're not only dealing with COVID-19, but at the same time the reality that we're not getting people to invest in the antimicrobials resistance that we need to stop the 1.2 million people that are dying every year directly or 5 million indirectly. And now we add to that preventatively the food and fuel crises that have literally started with the supply chain disruption in the pandemic, but exacerbated significantly with the war in Ukraine. And when you add to that, then you look at potentially the risk to a debt crisis and a financial crisis. So that the world, as Bob Marley would say, so much trouble in the world. And if we can come together and make that difference through the conversations that we have, you and I have particularly, as you said, a responsibility that we've accepted to help the United Nations Secretary General and the United Nations generally to allow countries to pursue their development, because that's all the sustainable development goals are. Ordinary development for ordinary people.
On this World Ocean Day, President of the Coral Reef Restoration Alliance, Susan Mahon, wants stakeholders in the blue economy to focus more on building a sustainable environment rather than potential economic gains from the sector. She was speaking during a small celebration at Folkestone Marine Park today.
Talking about the blue economy is about money and jobs, basically. You cannot have a blue economy unless you look after your environment, unless you're good environmental stewards. There's no fishing, there's no tourism, there's no other things, festivals and all that kind of thing. And the blue economy, if you don't look after, if you don't care for what you have, and that's it, that's the bottom line.
Regional and international news coming up after this short break.
Pure oxygen is way more than just water. We infuse pristine water with over 1 billion tiny oxygen bubbles using our state-of-the-art process. The benefits of additional oxygen are huge, from strengthening your immune system to increasing energy levels, stamina, and sports performance. And that's not all. It also improves skin health helps you sleep better, and reduces stress. Join the movement of people experiencing the benefits of Cure Oxygen. It's not hype, it's science.
To regional news, the Bahamas is among Caribbean countries attending the Summit of the Americas, and Prime Minister Philip Davis says he's particularly looking forward to talks on the climate crisis.
This summit is dealing with 4 priorities: health, recovery and resilience, 1, our green future, equitable growth and prosperity, and strong and inclusive democracies. For us and for me, my emphasis in this regard would relate more to our green future, because as you are aware, climate change is real. We are one of the most vulnerable countries in the world, and we are still not seeing action matching words that find themselves on these various documents and declarations. And for that matter, we have made an intervention that's causing some concern here, where we need to have easier and equitable access to climate funding.
On the international scene, at least 1 person was killed and 9 others injured after a vehicle plowed into pedestrians in Berlin this morning. Berlin police spokesman Martin Damm said the incident happened near a popular shopping street in the west of the German capital.
Well, this obviously brings back traumatic memories for the city of Berlin, almost on the same location as the terror attack in 2016 when a terrorist drove a truck into a Christmas market. Now, a similar incident. We don't know the background. We don't know if it was an attack or an accident at this stage, but we do know that 1 person drove into a crowd of people, continued for several hundred meters before crashing into a shop window, getting out of the car and, according to reports, trying to run away. Now, at the moment, 1 person has been confirmed dead. 5 people are so injured that their lives are in danger, and 3 people are seriously injured. Now, the police investigation are obviously now going to focus on why this happened and potentially long-term, obviously, if it can be prevented in the future.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper email updates or like us on Facebook. Sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Azuming Media in bus terminals as well as Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.